The Galactic Council headquarters floated silently above the neutral planet, a vast structure of shining metal and glass that reflected the light of distant stars. Representatives of countless species moved through its corridors, their forms strange and varied. Some had wings, some had tentacles, and some seemed almost like living crystals. Yet, among all these alien beings, humans were still newcomers. They were small in number, and most aliens still saw them as unpredictable and fragile. Jin-Su, the human representative, walked through the council chambers with careful steps. His dark hair was neatly combed, and his eyes carried a quiet determination. Behind him, Miran, his assistant, moved quickly, carrying data tablets filled with information about the latest intelligence reports. They were both tense, knowing that something serious was approaching. Across the council chamber, the leaders of other species argued loudly. Voices boomed and clashed, a cacophony of anger and fear. The latest reports were alarming. A mysterious fleet had appeared in the outer sectors. It was unlike anything the Council had faced before. Ships moved without signals, weapons fired without warning, and entire Council patrols had vanished. Panic rippled through the chamber. "This is impossible," one alien shouted, a tall being with translucent skin. "No fleet can travel this fast. No technology in the galaxy can act like this." Jin-Su stepped forward, clearing his throat. "We do not know their full power yet," he said calmly. "But we also know that humans have faced threats that seemed impossible. We can offer solutions that you may not expect." A council member hissed at him, a snake-like alien whose voice was like wind through leaves. "You, human, are speaking out of turn. You have no experience with fleets like this." Jin-Su did not flinch. "I may not have their experience, but humans think differently. That difference may be the key to survival." Miran whispered to him, her voice tense. "Jin-Su, they will not listen. They never do." But Jin-Su only nodded. He had learned long ago that persistence mattered more than fear. Suddenly, a hollow screen lit up in the center of the chamber. The image was dark and grainy, but it showed a fleet of massive ships moving in perfect formation. Each ship was black, with sharp edges and strange symbols glowing on their hulls. The council fell silent. A voice echoed from the hologram, deep and mechanical. "Galactic Council, your resistance is unnecessary. Withdraw, or your worlds will be destroyed." A wave of fear swept through the chamber. Some aliens muttered about surrender. Others shouted that they would fight to the last. Jin-Su watched the reactions carefully. This was the moment to act. "We cannot simply wait," he said, raising his voice so all could hear. "If we hesitate, many lives will be lost. Humans are ready to act. We can study their patterns, find weaknesses, and respond with strategies they will not expect." The snake-like alien hissed louder. "You think your small ships and weak weapons can stop us?" Jin-Su ignored the taunt. He knew the humans had one advantage the Council did not: creativity and adaptability. Miran stepped closer and displayed her findings on a tablet. "Sir, the energy signatures of their ships do not match anything in the Council records. They are advanced, yes, but they move in ways that suggest a new kind of power. One that humans may be able to exploit." The Council murmured nervously. A few looked intrigued, others skeptical. The human voice was small in a room of giants, yet the words carried weight. Jin-Su turned to the Council leaders. "If we allow fear to guide us, we will lose before the battle begins. Let humans act. Let us show that our species, though new to the galaxy, can make a difference." Silence followed. Then, a council member, a large being with skin like polished stone, spoke. "You have courage, human. But courage is not enough. We cannot rely on untested strategies when the fleet is at our doorstep." Jin-Su nodded. "I understand. But courage combined with strategy, quick thinking, and adaptability, that is something humans have in abundance. The council debated endlessly. The voices rose and fell like waves, each species claiming its opinion was correct. Yet, in the chaos, Jin-Su and Miran quietly continued their work. They analyzed every piece of data, cross-referenced fleet movements, and simulated possible outcomes. Every scenario led to one conclusion: the council could not rely on its usual methods. They would need something different, something unpredictable. Hours passed. Finally, Miran looked up from her tablet. "Sir, I think I have found something. There is a pattern to their movements, a rhythm. If we can predict it, even slightly, we can exploit it." Jin-Su studied the data, his brow furrowing. "Good. That means we have a chance. Not a guarantee, but a chance. And a chance is all we need." Suddenly, the room shook as a transmission came directly from the approaching fleet. The image was sharper this time, showing the enormity of the enemy ships. Their weapons glowed ominously. The voice was again cold and commanding. "Your council will fall. Humanity is weak and cannot survive. You are warned." Some council members gasped, while others pressed their claws or tentacles against their foreheads in frustration. Yet Jin-Su remained calm. He knew the message was meant to intimidate. Humans had faced threats that seemed impossible before, and they had survived. They could do it again. He turned to Miran. "Prepare the human fleet. We will study every detail, train every crew, and refine every plan. The Council may not trust us, but the galaxy will see what humans can do." Miran nodded, her fingers flying over the tablet. "All crews are ready. Weapons and ships are being prepped. Captain Daehyun is standing by." Jin-Su felt a surge of pride. Humanity was small in numbers, but their courage, their intelligence, and their adaptability set them apart. No alien underestimated humans for long. And this would be their chance to prove it. The council chamber was a storm of panic and debate, but humans quietly moved into action. Jin-Su could see the fear in the eyes of many aliens. That fear was not just of the fleet, it was of humans. Aliens could not predict them, could not calculate them. Humans were the unknown variable in the galaxy, and the unknown was dangerous. As night fell over the neutral planet below, the human fleet launched from Earth and nearby stations. Ships glinted under the light of distant stars, small and agile compared to the massive council vessels, but designed to move quickly and think independently. Captain Daehyun led them, his expression determined, his hands steady on the controls. Jin-Su watched from the command center of the council headquarters, Miran by his side. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. "The council may doubt us, the aliens may threaten us, but humans will not back down. The galaxy will learn that we are not to be ignored." The human fleet disappeared into the blackness of space, heading toward the unknown enemy. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter, reflecting the hope, courage, and determination of a species that refused to be underestimated. Earth's orbital stations glimmered like tiny jewels against the vast darkness of space. Human engineers and pilots moved quickly along the docks, checking ships, adjusting weapons, and running simulations. The air was tense, but the people worked with a quiet confidence. Humans had faced threats before, and they had learned to think fast, act faster, and improvise when nothing went according to plan. Captain Daehyun stood on the bridge of the flagship, his dark eyes scanning the readouts. He was a tall man, with broad shoulders and a calm, commanding presence. "All crews ready?" he asked. His voice was firm but calm. Around him, young officers nodded. Every human knew what was at stake. This was more than a battle. It was proof that humanity could survive in the galaxy. Miran entered the bridge, carrying a tablet full of calculations. "Captain, the energy patterns we detected are unusual. I've run simulations, and there's a chance we can exploit weak points in their formation. It won't be easy, but it's our best chance. Daehyun glanced at her. Show me. She tapped the tablet, and a holographic projection appeared above the console. Tiny ships moved in precise formations, pulsing with strange energy. Their shields pulse in a rhythm, Miran explained. If we time our strikes carefully, we can bypass some of their defenses. It's risky, but humans are good at taking risks. Daehyun nodded slowly. Good. Prepare all crews. We move out at first light. On the council station above the neutral planet, Jin-Soo and the human representatives worked tirelessly. They had little support from the other species. Many aliens still doubted humans could make a difference. Some whispered that the humans were reckless, that they would fail and drag the council into destruction. But Jin-Soo paid them no mind. Humans did not follow the rules of fear. Humans made their own path. Hannah, a young human scientist, moved through the lab area, checking energy disruptors and recalibrating systems. Her work was crucial. Her inventions could exploit the alien fleet's weaknesses. If this works, she said quietly to herself, we can save millions of lives. Miran found her and smiled. It will work, Hannah. Humans don't give up. Hannah nodded, her fingers flying over the controls. She was not as tall or strong as the aliens, but her mind was sharper than most. In her calculations, she found patterns no one else could see. That was humanity's strength. Hours later, the first wave of the human fleet left the orbital stations. Their ships were smaller than the Council's capital vessels, but they were fast, nimble, and capable of independent action. Each ship carried adaptive AI systems that could change strategies during combat, something the alien fleet had never faced. Daehyun led the fleet through a dense meteor field, using the natural obstacles as cover. The alien fleet followed, larger and slower, their weapons designed for direct confrontation. Humans darted through the asteroids, appearing and disappearing, striking quickly before vanishing again. Back on the council station, Jin-Soo monitored the battle. They're performing perfectly, he said, leaning over the console. Our ships are using the environment, not just their weapons. They're unpredictable. That is why humans survive where others fail. Miran frowned. The Council may still not recognize it. Some species are too proud to admit humans can lead. Jin-Soo smiled faintly. They will see soon enough. In the dark expanse of space, Captain Daehyun and his team faced their first real challenge. A group of alien destroyers blocked their path, shields glowing brightly. Daehyun's voice was calm. Split into pairs. Use the asteroid cover. Hannah's disruptors are ready. Focus on the shields, then move fast. The human ships danced between meteors, firing energy pulses precisely where Hannah's calculations had indicated. One by one, alien shields flickered and failed, and the ships were disabled before the aliens could react. The humans moved like a single organism, their minds and ships working together. Yet even as they gained success, danger loomed. The main alien flagship appeared on the sensors, massive and menacing. Its energy output was unlike anything the humans had faced. Daehyun did not flinch. He adjusted their formation and whispered to his co-pilot, "This is it. Show them what humans can do." On the council station, Jin-Soo addressed the other representatives. "Watch carefully. Humans are not reckless. They are calculating, creative, and fast. They are proving what we have said all along. Underestimate them at your peril." Some council members leaned forward, unable to hide their surprise. Others shifted uncomfortably, realizing that their assumptions about humanity might be wrong. Back in the field, the alien flagship fired its main weapon, a massive pulse of energy aimed directly at the human formation. The fleet scattered, using every tactic they had practiced. Hannah's disruptors created interference, causing the weapon to misfire slightly. The shockwave passed harmlessly through the human ships, leaving the aliens momentarily stunned. Dae-hyun smiled grimly. "Good work, everyone. Keep pushing. We are not done yet." The humans pressed the attack, moving through the alien fleet with precision. Ships disabled, shields broken, and confusion spreading among the aliens. Their formations could not hold against such an unexpected strategy. Each strike was calculated, exploiting weaknesses that the aliens had not thought anyone could see. Jin-Soo felt a surge of pride. "This is more than a victory," he whispered. "This is proof. Proof that humans belong in the galaxy, that our way of thinking can change outcomes no one else dares to challenge." Miran looked over at him. "Do you think the Council will finally listen?" Jin-Soo shook his head. "Some will, some won't. But the aliens outside will learn. And that is enough for now." As the human fleet continued their maneuvers, a message came from the alien flagship. The voice was cold, mechanical, and full of menace. "Humans, you are clever, but cleverness will not save you. Surrender, and we may spare your worlds." Dae-hyun responded without hesitation. "We do not surrender. Humans fight for survival, for freedom, and for our future. We will not be stopped by threats." The alien fleet hesitated, unsure of how to respond. For the first time, they faced enemies who could not be predicted, whose tactics were fluid and adaptive. Humanity had shown them a quality they had never encountered: true ingenuity. Back on Earth, news of the human fleet's engagement spread quickly. People watched with awe as small ships moved like shadows among meteors, striking massive alien vessels and surviving impossible odds. For the first time, humans understood that their ingenuity was not just a survival tool, it was a weapon. Hannah leaned back in her chair, exhausted but exhilarated. "We did it," she said quietly. Miran smiled. "We did. And this is only the beginning." Jin-Soo looked at the stars, thinking of what lay ahead. The alien fleet was strong, but humans had something it could never match: the ability to think differently, to adapt, and to act when others hesitated. That was humanity's greatest weapon, and it had just begun to show its power. As the human fleet regrouped for the next phase of their attack, Dae-hyun spoke over the comms. "All crews, stay sharp. This is a test, not the final battle. Remember what humans are capable of. We are not just survivors. We are creators of our own destiny." The blackness of space stretched endlessly around the human fleet. Stars sparkled faintly, distant and cold, while the alien ships loomed like shadows, enormous and foreboding. Captain Dae-hyun's hands moved steadily across the controls, guiding his squadron through the narrow gaps between asteroids. Every movement counted. A single misstep could mean disaster. Miran's voice came over the comms, calm but tense. "Captain, we have confirmed the pulse sequence of their energy shields. Hannah's disruptors are synchronized. We can attempt a direct strike on the smaller destroyers first. It will open a path to the capital ships." Dae-hyun nodded. "All pilots, follow the sequence exactly. Trust the systems. Trust each other. Let's move." The human ships darted forward, weaving like dancers through the asteroid field. Alien destroyers fired, but their shots were slow, predictable. Hannah's disruptors pulsed at precise intervals, and the alien shields flickered and failed. One by one, the destroyers were disabled, drifting silently in space. From the command bridge, Jin-Soo observed the unfolding battle. He felt a mixture of pride and anxiety. Pride in the human crew's skill, and anxiety because this was only the beginning. The alien flagship still approached, a dark giant among the stars, and its weapons were far more dangerous. "We need to keep pressure on them," Jin-Soo said. "If we falter now, all the work will be wasted. Humans must continue to show the galaxy our strength." Miran checked the displays. Captain Daehyun's squadron is performing better than simulations predicted. The aliens are adjusting, but they are slower to react than we expected. Humanity's unpredictability is an advantage. Daehyun guided his ships around the last of the smaller destroyers, then turned his attention to the capital ships. They were massive, bristling with weapons and shield generators. He swallowed hard. The risk was enormous, but hesitation could mean defeat. All ships, keep formation. Focus on shield nodes. We hit them fast, hit them precise, then move out before they can respond. The human fleet surged forward. Alien weapons fired in streams of deadly energy, but the humans were quick, moving with instinct and skill. Hannah's disruptors caused shields to flicker at the exact moment human lasers hit, sending some capital ships spinning out of control. One of the aliens' smaller ships exploded, sending debris in all directions. A council representative, watching from the station, muttered in disbelief. How can a species so young accomplish this? Jin-Soo answered quietly, more to himself than anyone else. Because they are human. They see what others cannot see. They act when others hesitate. Miran leaned over him. It's more than that, sir. Humans adapt. That is their true power. The alien flagship loomed closer. Its massive energy cannon glowed with a deadly intensity. Daehyun's ship raced toward it, weaving around meteors and destroyed enemy vessels. This is our chance, he said over comms. We hit the weak point and disable their main weapon. Every ship knows the target. Move fast, strike hard. The fleet split into coordinated pairs, each ship targeting a different node on the flagship's shields. Disruptors pulsed in perfect synchronization. The flagship shuddered, its energy shields flickering and sparking. Alien crews screamed in frustration. In the council chamber, the alien leaders watched in growing fear. They had never encountered humans like this. Their tactics were unconventional, unpredictable, and frighteningly effective. Some council members leaned forward, unable to hide their amazement. Others looked away, unwilling to admit that humans were surpassing expectations. Jin-Soo could feel the tension in the room. They are learning, he said. The aliens are seeing what humans are capable of. And this is just the beginning. Back in space, Daehyun's ship approached the flagship's central weapon node. A pulse of energy shot past, narrowly missing the hull. He fired precise bursts from his lasers, and Hannah's disruptors weakened the shielding at the exact moment. The node exploded in a brilliant flash, sending a shockwave through the alien flagship. Other human ships followed suit, striking shield generators, disabling weapons, and sowing chaos among the enemy ranks. The massive flagship lurched, struggling to regain control. Its attacks were less coordinated, slower, and easier to evade. Daehyun's voice came over the comms, calm but resolute. Keep pushing. We are winning, but the battle is not over. Focus on coordination. Focus on precision. Humanity is showing the galaxy what we can do. Miran watched the displays with wide eyes. Captain, their formations are collapsing. The flagship is vulnerable. If we maintain pressure, we can force a retreat. Jin-Soo nodded. Good. Humans must continue. Every strike, every maneuver is teaching the galaxy that humans cannot be underestimated. In the midst of the battle, Hannah noticed something unusual. Sir, the flagship is showing signs of an energy signature we haven't seen before. It is not part of their weapons. It is adapting, trying to counter us. Daehyun's eyes narrowed. Then we adapt faster. Every human ship, listen carefully, stay unpredictable. Do not repeat moves. Let them chase shadows. The human fleet responded like a single entity, each ship moving independently yet in perfect harmony. The aliens struggled to predict them. Every attack was met with an unexpected maneuver. Every shield adjustment was countered by disruptors. Humans were the storm the aliens had never prepared for. On the council station, Jin-Soo could see the fear in alien eyes. For the first time, they understood that humans were not a species to control, not a species to underestimate. They were different, and that difference made them dangerous. Miran leaned closer to him. "Sir, we need to prepare for the next phase. The flagship may attempt a direct strike on the council station. We need a plan to protect everyone." Jin-Soo nodded. "Agreed. But first, let humans complete what they started. Let them show that even small numbers, combined with courage and ingenuity, can change the outcome of battle." Daehyun guided his ship closer to the flagship. Energy weapons fired in streams, but the human maneuvers were faster, sharper, and unpredictable. Hannah's disruptors pulsed in perfect timing, weakening the flagship systems at critical moments. The alien flagship's bridge shook as systems failed one by one. Panic spread among its crew. They had underestimated humans, believing they were fragile, disorganized, and weak. Instead, they were facing a species capable of innovation, courage, and rapid adaptation. Daehyun's voice rang out over the comms. "All ships, maintain focus. We are showing the galaxy that humans survive, humans fight, and humans win when others would give up." The fleet continued its assault, striking the remaining capital ships with precision and daring. Alien formations broke, ships drifted helplessly in space, and the flagship struggled to maintain control. Jin-Soo watched silently, pride swelling in his chest. Humanity had not just survived the first clash, they had dominated it. Their ingenuity, courage, and determination had proven that the Council's doubts were wrong. Miran smiled. "They are learning, sir. The aliens are learning that humans are not to be ignored." Jin-Soo nodded. "And soon they will understand fully. Humanity is not a minor player. Humanity is a force the galaxy must respect." The human fleet regrouped near the edge of a neutral planet's orbit. The alien flagship, crippled but still dangerous, lurked in the distance, its massive weapons glowing faintly in the void. Captain Daehyun's crew checked their systems, repairing minor damages while staying alert for any surprise attacks. Every human ship carried the weight of their species' reputation, and they moved with determination. On the council station above, Jin-Soo observed the battlefield through the massive viewport. He had never felt more tension in his life. The aliens outside underestimated humans at their peril, but the council itself was still uncertain. Some members whispered doubts, worried that the human fleet's bold moves could provoke total annihilation. Jin-Soo ignored them. Humans did not rely on fear. They relied on thinking, planning, and action. Miran stood beside him, eyes glued to the holographic display. "Sir, the flagship is regrouping. They are preparing for a direct strike on the council station. If it hits, the damage could be catastrophic." Jin-Soo nodded grimly. "Then we need a plan. Humans cannot just win a battle. They have to protect the council too. It will show the galaxy what humans are capable of, both in strategy and in courage." Meanwhile, Captain Daehyun gathered his squadron. "All ships listen carefully," he said over the comms. "The flagship is preparing a direct strike on the station. We have one chance to stop it. Hannah, what do you suggest?" Hannah's eyes shone with intensity. "We can use the planet's magnetic field to create a temporary energy net. If timed perfectly, it can absorb the flagship's main weapon and redirect some energy back at their systems. It's risky, but it's our best chance." Daehyun smiled faintly. "Risky is our specialty. Prepare the fleet. Everyone, focus and follow the plan precisely." The humans moved into position around the planet, aligning their ships with the magnetic field generators. Small vessels darted back and forth, connecting nodes for the energy net. Timing was everything. One mistake and the flagship's weapon could obliterate the Council Station. Jin-Soo monitored the preparations. "They are doing it," he whispered to Miran. "They are creating something no alien has ever expected, a human plan that combines science, courage, and precision." The alien flagship's weapons powered up, a brilliant pulse of energy aimed at the Council Station. Daehyun gave the signal. Hannah activated the energy net, and the magnetic field shimmered around the station like an invisible web. The flagship fired. The pulse hit the net and was partially absorbed, then reflected back in a controlled explosion that disabled several of the flagship's critical systems. Daehyun's fleet seized the moment, striking at the now vulnerable nodes. The flagship shuddered, sparks flying along its hull as systems failed one by one. Alien crews panicked, struggling to regain control. Human ships moved like shadows, unpredictable and deadly. In the council chamber, alien representatives watched in astonishment. They had expected humans to be small, weak, and easily overpowered. Instead, they saw bravery, skill, and intelligence that rivaled their most advanced fleets. Some council members exchanged uneasy glances, realizing that they had misjudged humanity. Jin-Soo turned to Miran. "They are learning what I told them. Humans cannot be ignored. And they are showing the galaxy why." Miran nodded. "Yes, sir. But we must remain vigilant. The flagship may still try another attack." Back in space, Captain Daehyun led a daring boarding maneuver. His ship approached the damaged flagship under heavy fire, using evasive maneuvers and the cover of debris. "This is the moment," he said. "We disable their main command systems, and the fleet will collapse." Small boarding craft detached from the main ships. Teams of humans, armed with adaptive weapons and shields, moved quickly into the alien vessel. They navigated dark corridors, avoiding automated defenses and hostile crews. Every step was tense, but every human knew the importance of their mission. Meanwhile, the remaining human ships kept the alien fleet busy. They attacked from unexpected angles, forcing the flagship to divert energy and weapons. Daehyun's boarding teams slipped inside, reaching the core command chamber. He led the way, determination written on his face. The alien officers were shocked to see humans inside their flagship. They had never imagined such audacity. Daehyun's team quickly disabled control systems, rerouted energy flows, and sabotaged the main weapon. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and the flagship trembled as its command structure collapsed. Captain Daehyun reported over comms, "Command systems disabled. Main weapon offline. The fleet is losing coordination." "We have done it." Hannah and Miran watched the display from the council station, eyes wide with awe. "They did it," Miran said softly. "Humans have done what no alien fleet expected. They've turned the battle." Jin-Soo's chest swelled with pride. "And the galaxy will remember this. Humans are not just participants. They are leaders, innovators, and protectors. This is our message to every species. Underestimate humanity, and you will regret it." The remaining alien ships faltered, their formations collapsing. Confusion spread among their crews as the flagship, now crippled, emitted a distress signal. The alien fleet began a slow retreat, unwilling to risk further losses against an enemy they could not predict. Captain Daehyun regrouped his fleet. "All ships, hold position. Monitor retreating forces. We have shown strength, but we must remain cautious. Humanity's work is not finished." In the council chamber, alien representatives finally understood the truth. Humans were not weak. They were not to be ignored. They were capable of strategy, bravery, and ingenuity that could change the course of galactic events. Jin-Soo addressed the room, his voice calm but firm. "Let this battle serve as a lesson. Humans are not a minor species. We have shown what we can do with determination, intelligence, and courage. And this is only the beginning." Miran smiled. The Council may finally recognize us, sir. But the aliens outside will surely remember. Jin-Soo nodded. Yes. And humanity will be ready for whatever comes next. We fight not just for survival, but for hope, for freedom, and for the future of the galaxy. That is a power no enemy can take from us. The human fleet hovered silently in space, vigilant but victorious. Ships glimmered against the backdrop of stars, reflecting the courage and skill of a species that had once been underestimated. Humanity had proven itself. They had turned a desperate situation into a decisive victory, and the galaxy had taken notice. The aftermath of the battle hung over the galaxy like a quiet storm. The alien fleet had retreated, crippled and disorganized, leaving behind a trail of wreckage that floated silently in the void. Human ships hovered near the Council station, their crews tired but triumphant. Every movement, every calculation, every decision had counted. Humanity had shown the galaxy that they were not a species to be ignored. Captain Dae-hyun stood on the bridge of his flagship, gazing at the debris scattered across space. His hands rested on the controls, but his mind was focused on what came next. "All crews, stay alert," he said over the comms. "The battle is won, but the war for respect is ongoing. The Council and the galaxy must understand what humans are capable of." Miran stood beside him, her tablet in hand, tracking the retreating alien ships. "Captain, the flagship is still operational, but they are retreating to an unknown region. They may return, stronger and more prepared." Dae-hyun nodded. "Then we prepare. Humanity never waits for the enemy to strike first. We strike when necessary, and we learn from every encounter." On the Council station, Jin-Soo addressed the remaining Council members. The room was tense, but their faces reflected awe and growing respect. They had witnessed humans take impossible odds and turn them into victory. Some had resisted acknowledging it before, but now there was no denying the truth. "Humans have proven themselves today," Jin-Soo said. "They have acted with courage, intelligence, and skill. They have shown the galaxy that underestimating humanity is a grave mistake. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a new era, where humans will play a central role in the future of the Council and the galaxy." A council member with stone-like skin spoke reluctantly, voice trembling. We underestimated your species. It is clear now that humans are capable of leadership, strategy, and bravery beyond what we imagined." Jin-Soo nodded. "Thank you. Recognition is not why humans act. We act because it is necessary. Because life, freedom, and the future are worth protecting." Hannah, standing nearby, smiled faintly. "Sir, the technology we used, the disruptors, the energy net, it worked perfectly. The aliens never expected humans to combine ingenuity with courage. It made the difference." Miran added, "Humans have a way of seeing opportunities others overlook. That is why they succeed where larger or more powerful fleets might fail." Jin-Soo looked at the stars outside the viewport. "Yes. And the galaxy must learn that humanity is not to be underestimated. Today, we defended the Council. Tomorrow, we will help guide the galaxy toward a safer future." Meanwhile, Captain Dae-hyun and his fleet prepared to leave the battle zone. Ships glided past the floating wreckage, scanning for survivors or potential threats. The humans had fought with precision and bravery, but they knew vigilance was essential. The alien fleet might return, more organized and determined. "Prepare for possible reinforcements," Dae-hyun instructed. "Our advantage is unpredictability. Keep that. Use it wisely. We are humans. That is our strength." Hannah's eyes shone with quiet pride. "We have shown that even with fewer numbers, humans can outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast enemies far stronger than us. That is our true power." As the human fleet moved closer to the Council station, they were met with tentative nods of respect from alien representatives. Some ships approached slowly, cautious but acknowledging the human's skill. It was a small gesture, but it meant that humanity's place in the galaxy was changing. Jin-Su addressed the human crews via comms. "You have done more than win a battle. You have sent a message to every species. Humans are not just survivors. Humans are protectors, innovators, and a force that must be respected. Your actions today will be remembered for generations." Daehyun's crew cheered quietly, exhausted but proud. They had faced a superior enemy, relied on their ingenuity and courage, and prevailed. Humanity had proven its place in the galaxy. Miran walked beside Jin-Su. "Sir, do you think the Council will now fully trust humans?" Jin-Su smiled faintly. "Some will. Some may still doubt. But the lesson has been learned. Humans cannot be ignored. And that is enough for now. Over time, we will earn the full respect we deserve." Hannah approached, holding a small device. "Sir, we should start repairing and upgrading our fleet. The aliens may return. And we must be ready, stronger than ever." Jin-Su nodded. "Yes, Hannah. Humans never stop improving. That is another reason why we are formidable. We learn, we adapt, and we continue moving forward." The alien fleet, now distant, sent one last cryptic message. "Humans, clever, dangerous. We will return." The warning echoed through the communication channels, but the humans did not fear it. They had faced danger before, and they had triumphed. Daehyun looked out at the stars. "Let them come. Humans are ready. And if they underestimate us again, they will regret it." Jin-Su, watching from the council station, felt a sense of satisfaction. Humanity had acted decisively, demonstrating that courage, intelligence, and ingenuity could overcome even the greatest odds. The council now understood the truth. Humans were a force in the galaxy, one that could not be dismissed. Miran placed a hand on his shoulder. "Sir, humanity has proven itself. We have saved lives, protected the council, and shown the galaxy that we are capable. What comes next is up to us." Jin-Su nodded, his eyes fixed on the stars. "Yes. What comes next is a new era for humanity. One where we do not wait for recognition, but create it through action, bravery, and ingenuity. Today was a warning. Tomorrow will be a promise. Humans will protect the galaxy, and no one will forget it." As the human fleet returned to Earth and its orbital stations, crews celebrated quietly. There was relief, pride, and the knowledge that they had achieved something extraordinary. Humanity had stood against impossible odds and shown what it meant to be human, resourceful, brave, and unyielding. Hannah looked out the viewport, thinking of the future. This is just the beginning. The galaxy will test us again. But humans are ready. We are always ready. Daehyun, standing beside her, nodded. Yes. And we will continue to show the universe that humans are not to be underestimated. Every challenge will be met. Every threat will be countered. We are the guardians of our destiny. Jin-Su, back at the council station, watched as the